Hey, welcome to another episode of the Post Up. And today I'm joined by Otabo, Menzi. What's happening, gents?
What's good? What's good?
That's
What's
good.
good? Good.
Yeah, man. Hey, it's been a minute, especially with Tabo. Off camera, we're talking about, you know, us not coming together. We the big three, Tabo being Westbrook, me being LeBron, Menzi being
Oh,
KD.
I'm hurt. I'm hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. But are you good though, gents? Like, be glad.
Yeah. I'm
No,
chill,
refresh,
bro.
bro. Refresh, refresh.
Yeah, yeah,
How
yeah,
you?
yeah, yeah.
How you doing?
I know. I'm tired. I won't lie, guys. I need to leave. Like, I've been going through
Yeah,
the
I
most.
took, I took leave for next week Friday as well. I'm also tired.
Yeah, hey man. I need like that long one, dog. Like, 2 weeks nyana. Where I can
Yeah.
just
For
hibernate, dog.
December. Come on, December around the corner, bro. Just suck it up, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very true.
What's your
Yeah,
money? Boo?
yeah. Guys, of course, today's episode, I wanted us to, catch up on what has went down in the NBA. I mean, it's
Yeah,
no Menzi. We shot 2 weeks ago. We did our predictions as to you know, which teams will challenge this season. And before we start off with today's topic, Tab, I just wanted to check with you your top three teams. Which teams do you think will?
Oh man, the Bucks are looking nice, man. The Bucks are looking like the Bucks, so that's definitely the number one team that I'll put in there.
Yeah,
Golden State is looking like they started off slowly, but looking at what they can do from the games
yeah.
that they have been winning and losing, they definitely a team that's going past the second round in the playoffs themselves. Um, a nice team that I'm hoping can. I don't think they can win it, but I can think they can just be a nice surprise. Is the Pelicans?
And yep.
Pelicans.
Yep.
Pelicans are just a surprise package right now, and as long as they stay healthy, as long as they do what they're doing right now, I think they have a very, very good chance. Because Zion is definitely going to average like your 28 points. CJ is being doing CJ stuff. I'm
Yep.
very happy for Brandon Ingram. Ingram is
Yeah.
doing well. He started off the season well. Unfortunate about the injury.
Ish,
So
dude.
as long as he comes back and does what he was doing in early season, I think they can be
Yeah.
a nice dark horse for the title.
No, most def. I mean, I fully agree with three picks that you made. Those are the teams that Minzy and I have put in that tier.
Yeah.
And yeah, like let's get to it, gents. So yeah, I mean, of course, recently, um, Minzy's favorite player, once upon a time, he used to like Steve Nash. Minzy thought you the one that put me on Steve Nash when we were still in school. You're like, yeah, Nash, number 15, so on and
Really?
so forth. Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. I
NBA
don't
live days before 2K. NBA live days. You were like, yeah, Nash, yeah, so Jets, I mean, of course, he got axed by the Brooklyn Nets. I just wanted us to start off with that because this is the hot topic currently. Like, do you guys think player power played a role in him getting axed, or is it just in J the the is it the GM Tabo that axes players, or yeah? Do
yeah.
you think maybe the
Kinda. I
GM?
think
Nah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll
I
start
think
with you, Menzi. Yeah.
I think from like like when you call Nash into the meeting, I think it's the GM who fires him, but it's
Oh.
probably obviously the presidents and everyone comes together to kind of make that decision.
Mm.
But I do believe it's the players' influence that got him fired, most specifically Kyrie, because I think Steve Nash becoming a coach was premature, number one. And he also became a coach because Steve Nash was Kevin Durant's personal trainer. Because remember, he used to train
Yeah.
him to be the shooting coach for Kevin Nash at a personal capacity.
Mm.
That's why when Kevin Nash, not Kevin Nash,
Mm.
Kevin Durant. That's why
Durant.
when
Yeah.
Durant won the chip for Golden State, Steven Nash was in the locker room, and even some people are even saying Steven Nash it's his first chip because he was training Kevin Durant during that time.
Oh yeah.
So the reason Steve Nash became the coach was because of Kevin Durant's influence on Brooklyn Nets, and I think that was premature. But I think the reason he got fired was mostly because of Kyrie and obviously not being able to control his superstar players, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. So I do think they had an influence in that, but I think it was more of the general manager saying, these superstars are your responsibility and you can't control them. Clearly, they're just doing whatever they please in front of you, so you might not be strong enough to manage these people. And low key, it's kind of Kevin Durant's doing because he kind of pushed him into a premature position. I mean, Steven Nash was not going to say no to being a head coach. I wouldn't say no. If you called me now to be a head coach, I'd say yes. You know.
Yeah.
So the influence was Kevin Durant, and it's his responsibility. But obviously, technically speaking, it's Steve Nash. He should have been a better coach, and he got fired. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you, Tabo, do you have anything to add, or has
Man,
Menzi?
I hear Menzi, man. I hear Menzi. But honestly speaking, I feel like also Brooklyn didn't start off the season well, you know. They were 2 for 5, and Brooklyn right now is under pressure. Contracts are coming to expiry very soon. They've lost James Harden. You guys are not showing like you guys are going to do any difference from the previous season. So now, as Steve Nash, I do agree, Mendy, in terms of him being hired as the Brooklyn coach. It was premature and all of that. But you can't, right now, as a coach for him, he had too much pressure. He needed to start off the season with a bang to show that they're going to be able to compete with in the title. But they didn't start off the season with the bang. So the losing record, it was obvious after when they were like 0-4 that TikTok, this guy is running on fumes. Last second, he's definitely going to be kicked out very soon, and he couldn't handle the pressure in the kitchen. So, and this whole anti-Semitic thing that's going on with your Kyrie, your team president as well is also commenting on your star players. You know, it's just not looking good as a team. You need to hit the reset button. Let's start all over again, boys, and let's see how far we go. So that's what the Nets probably did. They just hit the reset button. They weren't also expecting to fire him like that, but they just needed to do it.
Yeah.
They needed to set an example of someone.
Yeah.
And I think they should. I think they should also make an example of Kyrie in a sense. Not that obviously I don't want Kyrie being unemployed, obviously, even though he's rich, but even the analysts aren't taking Brooklyn Nets seriously because they're saying they're letting Kyrie get away with so much. No one is even taking. They have no authority. Like people are not even respecting the Brooklyn Nets because they're just allowing Kyrie to do as he pleases. Yeah. They kind of need to just show some authority and be like, actually, yeah, you can leave. It's fine. Just because of Kyrie, he's becoming very disruptive. Even though he's so gifted, he's just insanely disruptive. And it affects everybody really.
And that's
Kyrie needs a role model, bro. Kyrie needs a role model. That's all he needs. He needs a LeBron James role model, not someone on TikTok, not someone chasing after all of these things. And like I said, they needed They needed to blame someone. They couldn't blame Kyrie because they're paying him so much. They can't blame Ben Simmons. They can't blame Kobe. So Steve Nash was the first person that they can point fingers at, and it wasn't his fault, bro. You look at all the big teams. All the big teams started off badly the first 5 games.
Yeah, even the Celtics,
Lakers, first 5 games, all the big
Miami,
even new era, bro. We cannot expect these guys to be playing how they were playing 5 years ago for us. And you're seeing all these young bucks, they're doing their thing, you know. So yeah, man.
Yeah. And of course, I mean, we just saw the comment by Waterboy Wavy Nash 100%. A scapegoat. Both Kyrie and KD are terrible professionals, which I fully agree. I just feel like these guys have a boxer mentality, you know. They don't have this thing of wanting to make their teammates better. You know, KD has been dropping incredible numbers. I mean, he's up there. I'm sure he's top 5 as far as points scored. However, it's not translating into W's. Whereas when you look at guys like Giannis has been dropping high numbers, but he's really, really carrying his team over the hump. I mean, even against the Nets, when he dropped, was it a 43 points and 17 rebounds, I think. I'm not too, I just forgot, but like he's just helping his team, get over the hump. And so that's why when I compare KD and Giannis, yes, KD to the eye, he looks incredible offensively, but Giannis has that thing, Yoguti, you know what, I'm gonna carry my brothers over the finish line. I'm gonna also be involved on both ends. I mean, for him to have 17 rebounds, bro, it's quite incredible. And I don't see
Yes.
that when I watch KD. I just see someone who's very selfish and who's for himself and who's also trying to prove a point. When you look at guys like Kawhi Leonard, bro, Kawhi is not trying to prove a point. He's just playing his game the way he wants to play. He's not out here trying to, start fights with analysts. And I mean, remember when he was at the Spurs, how he got crucified by the media, bro? Like they came at him hard to a
He
point
kept
where,
quiet.
yeah, bro. But he kept quiet. He kept to himself. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna do me, and I'm gonna play my game the way I know how to play it. I'm not here trying to prove a point. And so, yeah, with Waterboy Wavy, I do agree with them with that comment. And as well, hey, with Kyrie, guys, hey, Kyrie Irving, man, I
What
worry about him, man.
what you're expressing with Giannis, for example, is
Yeah,
um, it's Bucks culture. Like the
yeah,
Bucks might have the best culture in the league. Second to I mean first and then second being Memphis. It's just
yeah,
the culture. Like Giannis understands the culture of the team. So besides him being a star and showing up and dropping 40 points and getting paid 250 million, they just have a culture, and you can tell that the culture shows in the way they play and the way that they win. And Giannis is very mindful of that culture. I don't think Kyrie is mindful of culture. I don't think he cares of team culture and basketball culture. And I don't think he cares for the fact that he works for an association.
yeah,
Because Stephen A once even said, he's like, sure, if you want to have a voice, that's fine. But then just quit basketball. And then you're free. You literally chained, you unshackled from the confines of this culture. But you can't be part of a culture, get paid 40 million, and then feel like you have an opinion, and then tell people that they can't ask them questions. You can't have it all. You must abide to
yeah.
certain cultures and kind of know where your bread is buttered. Otherwise, it's like you're going to confuse everyone and yourself.
Yeah, because you're right from the confusion side of things, Menzi, bro. He does sound he's contradicting himself a lot, man. And
Yeah, man.
it's just man, I just feel like at times, guys, especially if you're not a person who's as articulate and who is about it 100%, I just think rather, you just,
Oh,
keep to yourself. Yeah,
it's very sad. Like I really like what Mendy said, because you don't see, like you said, it's culture. Basketball culture requires you to talk to the media, talk to the press, to like it or not, whether you're going through the good or the bad. Kobe did the same thing during the rape case. How many of these guys have done the same thing during
yeah,
the baddest of all time? You don't see, no offense, I'm not bringing in race, but if you look at the female side, you don't go see the WNBA with a Muslim lady playing on it, wearing the whole uniform at the same time. No, koni culture yakhe ayimvumeli to do that kind of stuff. You know,
mhm,
and that's a problem. Those guys lack, and I think we've talked about it so many times last season. These guys lack respect for the fans. I don't
yeah,
care as long as that money comes in. I
yeah,
see all the time people are fighting the lowest of low players. They're saying he's gonna get charged 50,000 for double technicals or for shoving, an altercation, 1 game
yeah,
suspension. But if 50,000 Lamont, where the hell is he getting paid 50,000 from, bro? This person is a like 12th man in the team, but he's getting suspended and for 1 game being charged for 50,000. They need to appreciate, isn't there, in Jalo? Like the fans are the ones who play a huge role in basketball, and they need to respect the fans as well. Come into the game like you want to play. Don't
yeah,
give don't give up. Don't give up, bro. Come into the game like you want to play from the word go to the last second, to the final whistle. Some of these guys, they don't care. And it's
yeah.
Especially if
interesting.
it's especially for such a healthy check. I mean, come on.
Yo,
It's
Bro,
yeah.
dude, these guys get paid a lot, guys. These guys
Yeah.
get paid a lot.
and
These
then these
are
kids are gonna come, and then these kids are gonna come, and then these kids are gonna be better than them, and they're gonna stop them at the rim. They can't be doing anything at the rim. What's gonna happen? Now we forget about all of these guys. Forgotten
yeah,
like, bro, how many top basketball players have we forgotten in our years, and we don't even talk about anymore?
like
It's
DeMarcus Cousins,
unbelievable.
for
Yeah,
instance.
so
Remember Cousins
DeMarcus
used
Cousins,
to have
but
a big head. Yeah,
Cousins was playing in the NBA last season. No one has picked him up.
Yep.
No one has picked him up. This is an all-star player.
dude. And once upon a time, dog, this guy was like the best center in the league. He was even better than AD, dog, in his
It
prime.
hasn't been that long that this guy has been playing in the NBA, Nakor.
That
Yeah.
shows you how healthy the NBA is, bro. Because Zion was hyped and he disappeared and people forgot. Ja was taking over. Ja was running the show. Like even though
Yeah.
you're a beast, like the NBA we won't miss you as much as you think. There are people who are ready to take that mantle and run with it. Like that's how healthy the league is, you know. So even if they remove Kyrie, let's say they waive Kyrie and he can't get a job, like for about a month we'll talk about it, but people will move on, bro. Like there's so much
Yeah.
going on. The league is so fresh and healthy. Like the league is in a good place. People will literally forget about it.
Yeah, dude, that is 100% true, dog. And I just feel like, from like Tabo said, from a respect standpoint, you know, it. I just think guys will realize this when it's too late. You know, when they are now has-beens. That ish. You know what? I should have acted accordingly. I should have been professional. You know, I should have just, you know, did my job, because at the end of the day, this is their job, guys. As much as they're getting paid a shitload of money, but it's pansable, dog. And
Man, yeah.
yeah, I fully agree with you.
They're not being exploited or underpaid. Like
Dude,
they
Oh,
literally
like,
Adam Silver has a history of treating black athletes with so much respect. That's another
dude,
thing. Like literally cares for these guys from a financial standpoint, you know.
and as well, each and every season, we're seeing guys like about Jordan Poole earning 140 million, guys. It's like guys who aren't even there
Dog,
yet are getting the bag, bro.
in the
I can
bag, bro.
I can only
Yo,
imagine how old school NBA athletes are watching this league. Like
Dude.
this is just crazy. Like
they
a guy
hate
who's
it.
like basically like a sick man getting like 140 M's. I'm sure they're like, whoa, this is crazy. Like I would have never imagined this, you know. Like,
Yeah.
they well treated because the league is growing so well, you know.
Yeah. I no doubt. And even Waterboy just yo, Menzi, I'm sorry, man, for hiding you there, dog. But yeah,
It's cool.
yeah. You'll be remembered if you leave a big enough impact. And that's true. It's like KD. Yes, KD has 2 chips, but I still don't think his chip is on the level of Giannis. Those 2 chips are on that Giannis tip, because
They're not.
Giannis took the long route. And Giannis, even if he retires now, we won't forget about Giannis, because his legacy, for me, I just feel like it's secured. You know, this is a man who's just given it his all for one franchise, and we
Yeah.
can clearly see it as fans that this man is actually going all out. You know, so yeah, man. Like, what a boy! I fully agree with you, man. You know, sorry to hide your face there, Minzy dog. My
That's true.
bad. Yeah, and then just moving on to the next question, I just wanted to just ask you guys. I've been reading, of course. Minzy, you also sent me um, the tweet that Ime could be the next coach for Brooklyn Nets. Do you guys think Coach Ime can get the best out of these guys, or do you think they'll still be unprofessional? They'll still be self-centered? I'll start with Tabo. Yeah.
I think if they do, which I highly doubt that they will do it because they don't want to associate himself with too much bad press.
Yeah.
If they do, I think he can do it because what he did with the kids, the Celtics, he was able to change their mental attitude over one season, and that's what the
Yeah.
Celtics were. That's what the Celtics needed. They just needed that mental attitude, which hey, we can actually do it. So it was unfortunate from last season. You guys had a great run, but unfortunately, you guys came across a roadblock.
Yeah.
And There was no way you guys could have gone past that roadblock, whether you guys liked it or not, even if you guys brought in big three back into the starting lineup. But personally speaking, it's not, I don't see it happening. But if he can get that opportunity, I think it will change. It's just something with basketball players and having a African American coach on their team. I
Yeah,
don't know. The Kings are doing. The Kings are having it. The culture, like Menzi said, the culture yakho. It's a
yeah,
huge different culture. I see Steve Nash. Steve Nash, like we said, he was never meant to get the job. You needed
yeah,
someone who had experience, and they need someone who has experience. And this guy can't do it for them, but he's not going to get the job, unfortunately.
yeah,
Oh, you think
yeah,
you
yeah.
won't give it to him? I think he might get it, man. I won't lie.
Bad publicity, bro. Too much
Yeah,
bad publicity. And on top of that, you need to remember he's suspended. He's a
yeah.
Yeah.
five. So for him to, if maybe after the season ends, and maybe if Brooklyn is deciding that we're gonna rebuild, we're gonna get a new coach. KD is leaving, Kyrie is leaving. We have a Claxton. We have our young kids, your Summers that we've got in the drafts. Let's see what we can rebuild and let's see what we can shuffle. But
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah, man, they don't have a bargaining chip unless Ben Simmons. They trade Ben again. Ben needs to go.
You pay nine. And of course, Water Boy just says, what would change if Udoka coaches those gents? If they can't respect an NBA legend in Nash, who is Udoka? I
Playing
think,
and coaching are two different things, though.
yeah, yeah, I was about to say. You just, yeah,
That's all I
Coach
need.
different things.
yeah, no, it is different, man. It is different. I'm not sure if you guys have watched the Redeem Team, but when you
Not
look at Coach K's coaching style, he's more of a motivator.
Yeah,
true.
He's, and that's a skill on its own. It's a skill on
Yeah.
its own to be able to motivate players and get them into the right frame of mind. And I mean, you did say Tabo with the Celtics. I mean, we were trash up until after the All-Star break. Then things just changed. We started smacking teams left, right, and center. We were beating
yeah.
teams that I couldn't even believe that would beat. So yeah, you are correct. You are correct, man. Yeah, but anyway, guys. Anyway. Let's move on to a more nicer discussion. I just feel like the first 22 minutes were a bit, political here and there. But yeah, man. I just wanted us to talk about, like, of course, what's currently happening in the NBA as far as performances are concerned. Tabo, also you, Menzi. Menzi said that the Lakers are a favorite. Do you think they are favorites, the Lakers, Tabo, before I continue?
Lakers, my Lakers.
Yeah,
Favorite for what?
to lift to get the chip, dog. To lift the
No, man.
Larry Prime.
Anything is possible with the Lakers, but being a favorite, man, that's a long shot, bro. Unless we do something. Never what? Yeah, no, we're not the favorites, bro. Like we can make the playoffs
Mm,
because it's still a long season. Like I always say, it doesn't matter as long as you make it to the playoffs. That's where everything's a do or die. 8 seed can beat number 1 seed, and that makes them the number 1 seed the rest of the
yeah,
tournament.
yeah,
But I mean, Lakers aren't the favorite right now, man. They can't make the
yeah.
playoffs. I hope.
Yeah, I know that's what Minty said. It's just that I need to, because he was the guest. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. But
Yeah,
in my mind, I was like, "Ish, if Tabo
yeah,
was here, I know he would agree with me and say that, what, ish, as much as we love LeBron, I mean, I'm also a LeBron James fan. I think he's a phenomenal player. I just don't think he has the pieces. This ain't boxing at the end of the day. This is basketball, team sport. Other guys also need to help out you. And as well, I mean, the Lakers were how much? They were 0-5, and then they won the sixth game. And you guys saw Brody did his thing. Russell Westbrook, he played a very solid game, a solid defensive game. Just wanted to ask you guys, should the Lakers be patient with him, or should they look elsewhere and get, a replacement for him? I'll start with you, Mins.
I think they should look elsewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah, Westbrook is just too volatile, man. You just don't know. You just don't know. He's not. It makes you nervous. Like you
yeah,
don't know. Yeah, and I don't think it's worth it. And it's
yeah,
like you had said a while back that LeBron can't be surrounded by too many superstars. He just needs role players.
yeah,
So even if you get a guy who's not as a superstar like Westbrook, but who's really good role player, who'll still make a better impact than Westbrook. Westbrook is just too inconsistent at this point, and I don't think. I think maybe he's the leading man in a team, and maybe he should go where he can lead. But
yeah.
underneath LeBron and that, I don't think he does too well. So yeah, I don't trust him. Basically, he's lost my trust. So I think they should trade him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, and then you tell, do you, do
I,
you, do you
I
have
agree
patience?
with Lindsay, bro. There's nothing else I can say. Westbrook needed to go halfway through last season, bro. And we spoke about it. They didn't trade him. We gave him a benefit of a doubt. He's a ticking time bomb. He's a
Yeah.
ticking time bomb. You just never know when he's gonna explode. You just never know when he's gonna be there for the night mentally or not. And this is now getting beyond. But he's no more playing the Laker culture. If you get
Mm,
me, the culture that they brought him in, that explosiveness, they wanted the showtime, the Westbrook
yeah,
showtime, explosive dunks. Um, we all want the fairy tale for LeBron James this season, for him
yeah,
to surpass and be the all-time scorer, for him to have a great season, take lead the Lakers into the playoffs and all of that kind of story tale. But as long as you have Westbrook, man, it's not gonna happen.
mm.
It's not. There's
And
a lot of players, role players that are that can come into the Lakers and
do
do
damage, bro.
Yeah.
That's so true, man. I just feel like the league is getting better. When you look at guys like Desmond Bain, dog. I mean, Bain is not a he's okay, now he's starting, of course, as the shooting guard, but he's not someone who you would vote for to make it into the All-Star team. But he's capable of dropping insane numbers. So
Yep.
there's a lot of players like that now in the NBA. Like, look at even in the Mavericks, Ubano Christian Wood, man. Wood is a sniper, bro. Like
yeah,
he's just, yeah. And so I feel like that's the sort of players that LeBron needs. If he could have a lot of those players with him, best believe he would compete for the chip.
true that.
I also think, man, I had this discussion as well with I'm not sure if I had it with you, Menzi, but even with AD, I personally think AD is past his prime. Or I think he's past his prime. I feel like, and with AD, it's more of a mental thing. I don't think it's necessarily a physical. Okay, yes, he is getting injured, but I just feel like mentally he's not there anymore. He's not doing the things that he used to do with ease. It's now even harder for him to do it. And I mean, there's so many centers that are now ahead of him. As prior, he was always in the top three. So I also think even with AD, that's another player that they could potentially move. Because if you could move, I think if they would move those two players on, they can build a solid roster, bro. A really, really good roster. But unfortunately, I do not know which teams are keen in taking these guys at this moment. Especially with how you know of course I'm moving on to my next question. There are so many teams that have surprised me this season, teams that I was like, nah, these teams are dead. Like, for instance, the Utah Jazz, bruh. Look at what Markkinen is doing, bruh.
Yeah,
Utah Jazz are looking solid, bro.
That's so random.
They're
beyond.
it's random, but like, of course, I mean, for me, that's the team that has surprised me a lot. I mean, Jordan
Yeah.
Clarkson is now a starter. You know, they basically started again, and as well, Danny Ainge, guys. Let's not
Mhm.
let's that guy, man. He knows how to build rosters, bro. And for me, what's happening at Utah is incredible. These guys were like, you know what? We're gonna omit our two best players,
Yeah,
replace them with, guys who I didn't rate. I didn't rate Markkanen. I didn't
Mm.
rate Sexton that highly. But hey, man, these guys are balling out. And so I'll start with
Mm.
you, Tabo. Which team has or teams have surprised you this season on your end?
No, definitely Utah was one of the teams like you mentioned,
Yeah,
but I think a team that really surprised me uh, is actually the Cavaliers. I'm
hey,
actually
they
I'm
strong.
actually surprised how the Cavaliers are playing, man. And I was looking at Amastati, efficiency, your Mobley, your Jared Allen. They're like neck for neck when it comes to just percentage wise. When it comes to
Yeah,
field goal, Donovan Mitchell is playing much more smarter basketball. I don't know. He's playing a
he's like
smart basketball, not what he used to be. Oh, buck
yeah,
wild, because So
CP3 type. It gives me that prime CP3. I'm not saying he's prime CP3, but I'm just saying as far as
yeah,
he's using his
man.
brain more. Yeah,
They're playing. All of them are playing nicely. They like this. They like the Suns 2 3 years ago. When they were every single player in the team is doing something. And the crazy part is your Darius are coming back, your Garland, and they haven't played together the whole season since day one. And he's going to add another addition of 20 points. So you have Levert, you have
hey,
Garland, you
yeah,
have all of those guys. Every single person in your starting lineup can give you 20 points if they
dude.
wanted to.
Sorry to interrupt you, but did you see that time? There was a game where both Mitchell and Levert, it was against the Celtics. They both had 41 points, bro. I was like,
Oh,
okay, yo, like, oh, Cleveland, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
so I
Wait,
think let's.
Levert is at Cavs.
Yeah. Is that guy?
Oh,
Yeah,
He's
that
a
team is strong. Low key, bro.
low key, dog. They've got pieces. And the thing is that they're playing as one. You guys spoke of culture. You can see that this is a team.
Yeah.
Even how they beat the Celtics, bro. I was also surprised. I was like, okay, Um, this season X we might not make the playoffs, bro, because or it'll be tougher. Let me rather say that we can, but it's just more tougher, because teams like Cleveland are raising their hands, bro. Yeah. And then you, Menzi Dog, which teams have or team has
Uh,
surprised you?
Pelicans for me.
Mm,
I had a feeling, but Pelicans have been cool. I think if
yeah,
Zion becomes a superstar, they could go far, man. Because
yeah,
the whole thing of role players and one superstar, they could go quite far. Um, but yeah, well, now when I think about it, when you guys speak about the Cavs, they are surprising. Um, I knew Memphis would go far, but they're starting off quite hot. Like they came in pretty hot when they started. Like Ja and
yeah,
his people, they
yeah.
came in quite hot. But I kind of knew Memphis would be out for blood this season. I even think they might go to the conference finals personally. If Ja continues doing what he's doing, because he's also surrounded by insane role players, man.
yo, insane.
But yeah, Pelicans for me, if it's that
Yeah,
team, and I hope not Ja, Zion shows up as a superstar. Because if he shows up as a superstar with CJ and Ingram and GTA and those guys, they could go quite far. Like,
yeah. I know most def guys, and even with me, just I'm not saying they're gonna win the chip or anything, but I never like even at OKC, bruh. What Shea is doing, I mean, Shea's numbers are also looking very,
Shea is
very good. And as well, they also they also beating teams that I didn't expect. Like they did beat the Warriors, nah, if I'm not mistaken. There's a
okay.
game where they won. Yeah, OKC, bro. And as well, Dort as well. I'm not sure if you guys heard Luca in the press conferences after the game because OKC beat the Mavs. Luca gave Dort his flowers, saying that he's an elite defender. And I
Yeah,
mean, this is Luca who's dropping MJ numbers at the moment. I mean,
yeah.
yeah, hey, Luca now is moving mad. He's just moving mad. But yeah, this season is just yeah, it's very competitive, and that's what I like. Dame is back doing his thing as well. It's just dope. And of course, switching to players. I've mentioned, of course, Luka Doncic being yeah a problem. Um, of course, he's averaging. I think he's averaging 36 points per game. Michael Jordan numbers, which is insane, you know. But like, I'll start with you, Menzi. Is there any specific players that you are like surprised at how well they're playing or how poorly they play?
Um, no, not really, because I want to say Luca and Ja are surprised, but I knew they
Mm-hmm.
would go hard. They're going harder
Yeah,
than I expect, but I kind of knew they would do this. Because
yeah,
for
yeah.
me, MVP race is gonna Ja and Luca are gonna be part of that conversation this season easily.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I'm not. I don't really have any surprises. I guess for me, I'm just waiting on Zion. For me, because I critiqued Zion a lot, so I'm just waiting on him
Yeah,
to just show up as a star, bro. I'm just waiting.
yeah.
But disappointed Ben Simmons, obviously.
Hey,
Uh, Cause yeah, man, he set himself up. I have disappointments more than I have surprises, and Ben Simmons
yeah,
is one of those people, bro. Like he set himself up for all the critique he's gonna get because he said it was mental issues in Philadelphia. Now he's here at Nets and he's just not performing. His yeah, so it's a disappointment for me on his support so far.
yeah, yeah. And then on that table, do you have any? Yeah.
Actually gonna be honest with you, and not because I'm a fan. No, I'm actually surprised at a 37-year-old LeBron James averaging 25 points,
Bro.
and I'm actually quite surprised he's doing it consistently. You know,
Mm.
I thought he was gonna have slumps. I thought they want to do some management on his body and all of that. He's just going, bro. He's just
Dude.
going. So I'm gonna give. I think that's a special notice for him in terms of being as a surprise player, if you get what I'm saying. But it's LeBron
Correct.
is LeBron, you know. We all expect LeBron. Um, Player, I'm not disappointed in, but I'm expecting more from. Mainly is Clay. I haven't seen Clay do much. You know, he's hot and cold, hot and cold. I want to see. I understand that he's been injured for a long time, but I think that I would really love to see the old Clay back and watch him play as Golden State. But
Yeah.
now the season so far, there's nothing surprising, nothing hectic happening.
Uh,
Yeah, man, Dame is doing well as well,
Yeah.
but
I is
not
he is.
Yeah.
surprising. Not surprising
Yeah,
to
yeah.
a lot. I think it's quite early. It's still
But
early.
yeah, I know
It is.
it is early. I'm also happy to see my boy Bo get the opportunity and get the
You guys
minutes.
let him
I know
go.
you guys don't.
You guys let him
Yeah, but
go.
like, hey man, yeah, Magic are giving him opportunities and he's getting
Bro,
rebounds for days, bro. He's getting rebounds, dude.
he's
Like,
getting
it's so good to
minutes.
see him do his thing. Yeah, he just needs to just strengthen up, man, because he gets bullied easily as well, you know. But like, I'm just glad that you can see that the confidence is beginning to grow in his game, like, and like I said, he's getting them the rebounds and yeah, man, and even the rookie, what's his name again from Magic?
Paulo
Garden who?
Banchero. Paulo
Yeah,
Banchero.
Banchero. He's looking good, man. He
I
looks
told you,
nice, Banchero.
he's looking
Yeah,
solid.
he looks solid. He's the best player in that team already. You know, as a rookie, you know, when you come into a team and you look like you the main man. He is looking like that because from a numbers standpoint, he's better than everyone in the team. You know, so yeah, Benkero, I recall you speaking about him, Tabo, during the draft season. You're like, we must check out
Yeah,
this kid.
man.
This kid can ball, you know. And so yeah, man, for me, man, it's an interesting season for me. Like I'm excited. Like every morning, I wake up at 4:30. It's just that I normally gym, you know, from 5 o'clock, 5:30, and I don't get to like watch games like from start to end. But like I still, you know, take the time to check out the extended highlights, you know, to just check out how the guys are playing, you know, and Yeah, man. This season's gonna be very interesting, and the All Star weekend is gonna be tough this season. There's gonna be a lot of players who are not gonna make it just because it's just crazy. Like when you look at the Eastern Conference, like I mean, Mitchell has joined the Cavaliers, and then you've also got Murray, who's also joined Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah.
It's just becoming even more tougher, bruh, for us to see which players deserve to make it into the All Star break. So yeah, man, like that's for me pretty much all the questions that I had on my end. Do you guys perhaps have anything to add, anything to share? Maybe that I've missed out.
At
Man,
this point,
yeah.
sorry,
Say something.
No, go
Like
ahead,
I'm
man.
just saying. Mate, do you
I'm
want to
saying
say something?
I know it's early, but at this point, who would you say would be in the finals?
Me? Oh my God. That one is tough, dog. Okay.
Yeah.
Western Conference. Ooh. Because Western Conference is up and down there. It's like the JC, dog. Just it's not
Mm,
working. In the East, I'd say Milwaukee. And I feel like Milwaukee needs to trade Middleton, dog, and get
for who?
Yeah,
another shooting guard.
For
Yeah.
who?
they're
Who's
not
who's
trading.
that reliable, bruh?
Huh?
Who's
They're
that
not
Get
trading Lillard.
reliable?
get Lillard.
They're not getting Lillard.
Then
They can.
nah,
They can. They
nah.
can.
You
But
ain't
they
going
can
to
get
the Bucks,
guys.
bruh.
They can get a proper shooting guard, bro. A proper shooting guard. I won't say it will be on Giannis's level, but yeah,
Nah,
I think they can trade Middleton because look right now 6-0 without Middleton. Calm 6-0. It's not even
and
scraping. It's calm 6-0.
and to be honest with you, I see the Bucks going the next plus 11, 12 games undefeated.
You
They
see,
can.
they can.
But then Middleton is just gonna strengthen that type.
Yeah.
Let's put respect on Middleton, bro. He
Yeah.
plays defense. He's a good two-way player. He's like
Mm.
the Chinatown version of Kawhi Leonard. That cheap version. Let's get someone who can shoot and play defense at the same time. Middleton.
Yeah.
He's
Hey.
struggling with the starting lineup. And Drew is having a great season. So let's remember that. Drew is having a great season. So
Yes.
all three of them are going to make a good combination. Even if Middleton is contributing 15 points, it will be a solid 15 points and great defense played out of
Yeah.
that 15 points.
Yeah.
So no need to trade them. Detroit is looking nice,
Yeah.
but
Is
not
it?
to make it to the finals, though.
Nah, they're not. They're not. I mean, of course, Waterboy just said Grizzlies and Bucks. I don't think the Grizzlies will this season.
I think they will, but yeah, it's just me being biased because I really like their energy and their vibe. So I'm
Yeah.
obviously biased, but yeah, Grizzlies is in the
Mm.
finals for.
I just think the Grizzlies, if they play a more mature team, I think a more mature team that has as many. I won't. They are a stacked team. They've got a lot of role players, but I think if they play against a team that's mature, that has also stacked players, I think they'll fall short only
Yeah,
because of the
Bucks,
maturity
Bucks,
aspect.
Bucks would crush Grizzlies. Honestly, they would
Bucks,
Yeah.
literally.
Bucks, Golden State. That's my
Yeah,
answer.
you see Golden State guys like they're a more mature team, but I don't think Steph would beat the Bucks, bro. You see if the Bucks make it to the finals, Giannis is getting that
Uh,
second chip, bro.
I think so as well. Yeah,
Oh, bro, hey,
but Steph,
Giannis
He's a
is
but
better
Steph,
than
also
twos, bro.
fine.
He's a better than twos, man.
no, but guys, did you see Giannis's numbers? They were even interviewing him. He's improving, dude. He's
Yeah, that's
getting
crazy.
better. I like this thing is getting better every season, dog. He's like, hey
Yeah,
man, I'm balling. He's like, hey, I'm balling, guys. Like,
it's like
hey,
normal to him now. It's like
it's normal, bro. I mean,
yeah,
and he's efficient on
22.
top of 60% from the field. That's hella efficient for a person who puts up the numbers that he puts up, you
Yeah,
know. Yeah. And guys, we're not even talking about Philly. We're not even thinking of Philly, dude. Like Philly, that's another team that is like the Nets, in my opinion. Too many
Yeah,
substantive players, bro. Because they've got strong players, strong. That's a strong team, dog. For them to be performing the way they are,
yeah,
yo,
I think
man.
Philly is more effective with personal habits of their players. You know, the players bring their own personal problems into the organization
Ish.
more than
Serious.
anything else. They have a coach, bro. They have
Yeah,
good players. They have the money. They have the fans. They have everything you need, but you're just not performing. They're not different from the Lakers, you know. They just
yeah,
able to make it to the playoffs like easily. They'll make it to the playoffs comfortably, even number 4, 5, 6, somewhere there. But
mhm.
them winning it, no man. Joel Embiid can do it without Harden.
Yeah, no, definitely, no, definitely. I know, guys. I feel like we've covered everything. I see Valeni Lapo. Thank you so much, gents, for availing yourselves. This was a very dope
Mm,
and interesting conversation. Hopefully, we can have one again next week, provided that the schedule is fair. It's not messed up. But guys,
yeah.
please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Help a brother out. Thank you so much, Waterboy, for making it more interactive on your end. Much appreciated. This
mm.
is Sport. We out. Peace.